Set your affirmations, aspirations. I got shit to do, the aftermath of preparation. Good food, good mood, blood in circulation. One step at a time, yeah, that's how you make it.
Want to go for a walk?
Eat it. Eat it.
So my day's a little thrown off because I've got this guy over here. I'm taking care of my family dog, Levon. He's normally at my parents' place. My brother and I are both taking care of him. But we got up at 8 this morning, went for a long walk. I tried to feed him breakfast. He's very, very particular about breakfast. Like sometimes he doesn't eat it and you have to remind him all day to eat the food. So it's still early. It's only 9 in the morning. So I'm not like freaking out yet. It's if he doesn't eat dinner and breakfast that it becomes a problem. But as you can see, I am not ready for the workday. Today's gonna be an interesting workday because I'm starting therapy. I've been in therapy before, but I'm starting therapy again. I'm looking forward to it, but simultaneously really nervous because I know that it's exhausting. But today I was going to talk about some of the things that I've learned along the way of building my own business, etc. So that's what we're gonna do in today's vlog. It's 9 a.m. I've checked my emails. I've done some client work. I am going to go get ready and brush my hair at least, brush my teeth at least, put some makeup on, get ready for the day. And then, yeah, jump into, I guess, therapy. He doesn't like the fact that I'm talking not to him. Ready for the day. So like I mentioned earlier, today I'm going to share with you 5 things that I learned while starting my business and 5 things that I suppose are helping me move my business forward, but they were as relevant then as they are relevant now. And if you hear any weird painting in the background, it's my dog Levon just crying over here. But the first thing that is on that list is to take care of yourself first. I can't even count the number of times where I prioritized growing my business over my sleep, over my health, over my relationships, over things in my life that were important to me. And that does nobody any favors, and it doesn't do your business any favors. In the short term, sure, maybe you'll get that project done a little bit quicker. Maybe you'll get that website up a little bit faster. But in the long term, all it's doing is burning yourself out, burning your support system out. Because if you're prioritizing your business over your relationships, whether it be with friends, family, significant others, you're burning them out, or you're burning them, I suppose, because you're probably ditching them to do stuff for your business. And while there has to be a certain level of prioritization of your business, it should not come at the expense of other important aspects of your life. The biggest one I can think of is sleep. If you're burning the midnight oil and you're up until 3 a.m. every night and then getting up at 7 a.m., that is not sustainable. And in the long term, you are going to see negative results. Perhaps you'll see positive results in the short term, and those are misleading. But in the long term, it's going to go downhill. So my very first piece of advice is take care of yourself first and then take care of your business. So I made a bit of a mistake. I accidentally scheduled my therapy appointment for 10 p.m. tonight. I didn't even realize 10 p.m. was an option. So that's why I thought it was 10 a.m. But for anybody who's interested, I use BetterHelp and I have a referral code linked down in the description below. And if you sign up using my referral code, you get a free week and I get a free week. So if anybody's interested in starting therapy, it's virtual. You can call, you can text them, you can video chat them. I personally prefer video chats. So that's what I signed up to do, but you can also text them anytime. I haven't met with my therapist yet, but I have texted her and she is awesome. Can't wait to actually meet her, quote unquote, in person, but on video at 10 p.m. tonight. And yeah, it's a big part of taking care of yourself. So I just can't believe I screwed up my scheduling that bad. I guess I just didn't, I saw 10 And I didn't even think to myself that it was 10 p.m. because who schedules a session? Like, who's available at 10 p.m. Eastern? I mean, like, not me. I should be in bed. But anyway, I can't cancel now because it's within 24 hours. I should have paid better attention. But yeah, so for anybody who wants to sign up, there's a referral code down in the description below. If you use my referral code, you get a free week and I get a free week. So that is great. You're such a good boy. Yes, you are.
Wake up, today's gonna be a good day.
Yes, you are.
Wake up, today's
My
gonna be a
prank little man.
good day. Yo, set your affirmations, aspirations. I got shit to do, the aftermath of preparation. Good food, good mood, blood in circulation. One step at a time, yeah, that's how you make it. Set a goal you control and the steps you take them. I try to pick one thought, have some concentration. And if I make a mistake, it's called education. I try to do this every day, call it replication. Wake up, today's gonna be a good day. Wake up, today's gonna be a good day. Wake up, today's gonna be a good day. Wake up.
Excuse the mess behind me. Levon is not really sure what he wants to do, and he's been jumping up and down from the couch. See, he just... Yeah?
Can I have him for a bit?
Yeah.
I hear him crying.
Yeah, you can have him.
Oh,
And my brother just took him. For those who don't know, my brother actually lives in the upstairs apartment with a roommate. So my brother and I are trading off taking care of Levon. But we just got back from a walk. I'm about to make some lunch. I have already delivered one client's work this morning. So for those who don't know or might be new to my channel, my primary source of like creative income is that I'm a book cover designer. So I delivered a book cover to a client this morning, which is great. Just waiting to hear back if there are any revisions. I may hear back today. It might be a few days from now. So kind of on pause until then. And I have another project that I am trying to deliver this afternoon. But today we're talking about building your business and building a better business and the tips that I have for building your business. Full transparency, like I'm still building my business. Like I am still trying to get more clients, still trying to expand, still trying to kind of achieve my goals when it comes to my business. But all of the tips that I'm sharing today seem to be relevant throughout the whole process, or at least I've noticed that they are relevant throughout the whole process. But the second tip that I have for building your business is that hard work is important, smart work is better, but consistency is king. And so what that means is obviously if you want to build your own business, you're going to have to put some work into it. It's going to be hard work. You have to treat it like a job. So if you're working another full-time job or if you're working a part-time job, whatever it may be, you have to also work your business like a job. So when I got started in designing book covers, I was working full-time and I designed book covers on the side, but I was spending a lot of time doing it and I was already treating it like a business, not just a hobby. And from that, I was able to expand and get more clients to the point where I was able to leave my full-time job. I also had other business opportunities that I was pursuing. So I also do some consulting outside of my creative business, consulting in the field that I used to work in. But those two things combined, when I put them together, I was able to leave my full-time job. But I treated both those things like a business from the get-go. I put some hard work into it. So hard work is important. I'm not discrediting hard work, but smart work is better. You have to set up the systems that will make your life easier so that when you do hard work, you're getting kind of a bigger bang for your buck. So for me, what that looked like was setting up an Excel spreadsheet. I know a lot of people use Notion or they use Monday.com to manage their workflows. But for me, I actually just did it in Excel. I set up an Excel worksheet to manage my workflows, to manage my clients, to manage where I'm at with different book cover projects. And that really helped me excel and work, no pun intended. Excel helped me excel, but setting up kind of like a workflow management really helped me in working smarter. So I wasn't having to constantly figure out where I was at with the project, look back at my emails. I can just check that one spot and know exactly where I am. So it helped me work smarter, not necessarily harder, but then when I did put in the hard work, it really helped me make sure that I was getting that bang for my buck. And then the third point on, I guess this whole point, the third sub point is consistency is king. Now, to be totally honest, this is what I struggle with the most, whether it comes to YouTube, meaning posting consistently on YouTube, or whether it comes to, for example, in my book cover business, I design pre-made book covers, which are book covers that are not custom covers. So I design them and then I put them up for sale. That is a big chunk of my business, actually. I have custom covers, but pre-mades are a big chunk. When I don't produce pre-mades consistently, my website hits go down, my Facebook hits go down. Basically, like, people coming to my website and Facebook page decrease, because when I'm putting out that consistent content, those consistent products, it attracts people. And then when I do finally put out a product, it actually is viewed less. So consistency is king. If you can do something consistently, in my case, when it comes to book cover design, it's putting out pre-mades, it helps your business excel. Or when it comes to YouTube, it is posting on a consistent basis. Like, the YouTube algorithm absolutely loves that. So the way I see it is, if you work hard and if you work smart, but if you're not consistent, you will not see the results that you're hoping for. And this is something that I have learned and that I'm trying to work on, because things get busy. Like, pre-made book covers, while they are a big chunk of my business, they're not the priority. My custom work for my clients is the priority, and then in, different areas of business that I pursue, different things are the priority. But if I don't produce those pre-mades consistently, because they are a big driver of people to my website, to my Facebook page, they make me money, they get me seen on different platforms. It's how I kind of attract quote unquote bigger clients, like USA Today bestselling authors. If I don't do those pre-mades consistently, all other areas of my book cover design business suffer. So hard work is important, smart work is better, but consistency is king. The third tip I have for running a better business is the following. Do not undervalue your services. I repeat, do not undervalue your services. When you get started, there is probably going to be a learning curve. There's probably also going to be a financial curve while you are taking on clients, probably at a cheaper rate, to get that experience and to get those referrals. But once that period is over, make sure you're not undervaluing your services. Undervaluing your services does not just do a disservice to you, it also does a disservice to your client. From your perspective, you're not getting paid as much, but from your client's perspective, if you're undervaluing your services, you might not be as invested in their particular project because the returns to the amount of effort are not equal. And therefore, you're going to put less into the project, or you could potentially put less into the project without even realizing it. Undervaluing your services is really a lose-lose situation in which both yourself and your clients tend to suffer. So take a look at what the going rate is for the market, figure out where you're at in terms of the going rate. If you're kind of new, perhaps price yourself on the lower end of the scale. If you're more experienced, have a big clientele, or super busy, on the higher end of the scale, and go from there. So my dog is dropped off with my brother. I have today completed 2 pieces of client work. I sent out 2 different invoices and I got a new client. So it's been a good work day so far. I'm probably gonna do some work when I get home, but right now I am heading out to boxing. It's 6:15 p.m. and already pitch dark outside. So I just got back from boxing. I left here around 6:15 and it is now 9 p.m. I did 2 hours of boxing. So I did 2 classes. I'm gonna hop in the shower, I'm gonna have dinner, and then I have therapy at 10 p.m. because I mishapped on that scheduling and thought it was 10 a.m. And at some point I'm going to take Levon for a W. I can't say the word or else he'll, want to go. He's already been on plenty today, and he's an old man, so he gets tired, but he's going to have to go out before bed, and then it'll be bedtime. So yeah, still a few more work things to do, just tallying up some of the invoices, responding to my new client, stuff like that. I have a few emails in here. I actually came home to 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 emails. So I'm gonna respond to those to hopefully have a clear inbox by the morning. And yeah, that is my post-boxing evening. So as I'm sitting here doing my invoices, I think it is the perfect opportunity to talk about my 4th tip when building your business. So I think inherently when building a business, everybody keeps an eye on their income coming in because that feels natural. But what is more important is to keep track of your expenses. There are a few reasons for that. The first being you don't want to spiral. If you're making $1,000 a week, that is awesome. But if you're making $1,000 a week and spending $2,000, you're in the negative. So you obviously don't want to do that. At the beginning of a business, sure, you might be in the red for a bit as you get things up and you invest capital into your business. However, eventually you want to get into the black. You want to be making some money. So that's the first reason. You don't want your expenses to spiral. The second reason is at tax time, having all of your expenses, knowing where all of your receipts are, and keeping track of kind of like what category those expenses fall into for your business is going to be so important when it comes to doing your taxes. Whether you have an accountant or you're doing taxes yourself, it is going to be absolutely key to making sure that you are accessing the kind of like deductions available. So keep track of your expenses because that can save you some money at tax time. The third reason you probably want to keep track of your expenses is because it allows you to optimize your business. You can see where you might be having redundant costs, or you could see what expenses, what things you're kind of buying for your business that might not necessarily be serving you. So for example, with book covers, I purchased stock images from 2 stock websites. I had a subscription to one and I purchased images from the other at a very significant discount. So that was a good expense. The subscription, on the other hand, while that stock image site is absolutely amazing, I don't need it all the time. So instead of buying and committing to like an annual subscription, which would theoretically save me money if I were buying images every month, I decided to opt out of that and I just buy the monthlies when I need them. If I was using it every month, that wouldn't be the best option, but I'm not using it every month. So once I saw on my expenses that, oh, hey, I have this expense every month, but I'm not using it every month, I was able to change my strategy when it came to that particular expense. So tip number 4. Yeah, sure, keep track of your income. You need to do that. But my personal tip is to keep track of your expenses and keep meticulous track of your expenses. I had to put down my futon because my bed is just a single or a double, and my futon's actually bigger. It's a full, and Levon has to sleep in a bed with people, which I know some people don't agree with, but Levon's a bed sleeper, and we needed more space. So this is our more space. I just finished my therapy session and I'm exhausted. It takes so much out of you, but it is so good for you. We've determined that our route of action is going to be every morning I'm going to do a guided meditation, and then I'm going to do mindfulness practices throughout the day, and then gratitude journaling at night. So that's my like therapy homework, because for anyone who's done therapy, most of the work obviously happens outside. Like it happens outside of the session. It's the practices that you do outside of the session that you do repetitively and turn them into habits. Habits are super important. That's the real work. That's why therapy is like so hard. It was good. My therapist was great. I really liked her. Anyway, the referral link is down in the comments below. But I have a goal to make $200 a day, and today we passed that goal. Woo! $200 a day from my creative business. And today we passed the $200 mark. I don't make $200 every day from my creative business. That is why it is my goal. And the reason I did that instead of like a larger income goal is because like today, for example, I had an invoice that was paid that I didn't expect to be paid today. I actually expected to it to be paid a few weeks from now, but it was paid. And then I had another invoice paid, and then I had a few little things here and there. So my total income from my creative business today was $459.77 Canadian, $459.77 Canadian. If I didn't set a goal for $200 a day, I would have been like, oh, well, that's today and tomorrow. But that's not how I want it to work. I want to consistently make $200 every single day. So tomorrow we're back on the grind for another $200. But yeah, so that is really exciting because I actually didn't think I was going to make any money today. Actually, I thought I was going to make $50, $50 US because I had something that was for $50 US that was paid today. But so that was a really, really lovely surprise. So my final tip of the day from Levon and I, as we're about to hit the hay, is that failure happens, but quitting is a choice. You will fail a lot. I've failed a lot on a lot of endeavors, on a lot of things while setting up my business. But you either win or you learn. There's no losing if you learn from your failures. So if you want to pursue your business, go for it. Know that failure happens. You will fail lots, but as long as you learn from it, you're not losing, you're learning. And remember that quitting is a choice. And sometimes it's a choice that we need to make. Sometimes there's an aspect of our business that we do need to quit, or there is something in our life that we do have to quit, but it is a choice. Failure happens and quitting is a choice. This is Levon telling me he wants to go to bed. He's cuddling up next to me. All right, everybody. Thanks so much for tuning into this vlog and have a great night. Bye.